Oh, back where we left off at. Awesome. Okay. Tristana, ADC. She has really good close gappers. Can potentially like 1-5. Which I think is pretty good. Due to her reset on jumps. It can be very slippery. Okay, Twisted Faith. He's very solid. I'll put him in C tier because he's a very solid champion. He has an ulti that can teleport. Pretty much gank a lane early game. He has a stun card. He's all around pretty solid champion. Okay, Varus. Not a lot of people play Varus between these champions up here. But I think he has true damage with one of his, which can be potential like a tank shredder. Okay, Vayne here. I actually recently played Vayne in jungle and I did pretty good. She's built-in true damage. She doesn't have that much mobility. She's like a powerhouse late game. Like she's so hard. She's very difficult to like outmaneuver. You just have to just charge in at her. Very good. S tier all the way. Veigar is definitely S tier. The thing for him though, he kind of have to land his abilities. If you don't land these like stunners is W or Q, he can be potentially kind of weak or pretty much lacking. Vi S tier. She has great mobility. She can lock down champions. She has damage output for. Okay, Wukong. Probably wouldn't recommend Wukong. One of his skills is like a decoy, which doesn't really do anything. Though he has 2 knockups in his ulti, which is pretty situational. Okay. Zaya? I think that's how you pronounce her name. I probably wouldn't recommend her. She can be very difficult to set up. She can avoid a CC with ulti if timed right. Xin Zhao is okay. He's very easy. He's straightforward, but he can also off against like other melee champions. Okay, Yasuo S tier of course. If played well. If not played well, D tier. Unlike Master Yi, most Yasuos they come back pretty strong. Yumi support. Yumi's a different kind of breed of cat. I guess it's just so difficult to carry through. That's the only gripe I have about her. Zed is okay, but if after team fights, the only thing you're really doing is waiting for WQ to come back up, or you're going to melee form. I'm probably the reason why I put him in C tier because he can pop ADCs or squishy pretty easily. If not, I would have put him in D tier. 6, he's solid as well if you land shots. His skill shots. He can blow up towers. He's kind of like Annie. in a way. Yeah, I'll probably put him A tier. Yon, definitely S tier. Same thing as Yasuo. Vex is really good. I haven't really played Vex, but she has potential, a lot of potential damage. She's in yeah, she can be a problem in lane phase as well. And she when she ganks, it's kind of scary. Okay, Warwick can be really good. At the same time, he can be pretty bad. He's A tier. He's A tier or D tier. Whenever I play Warwick, I don't do some well, but whenever others play him pretty well, they do it phenomenally. Like they don't really die. I'm putting him in C tier. Okay. Kane in the jungle is S tier. He can go through walls. He has a lot of like potential damage. Once you think you got him, like once you thought you had him, he comes out with like damage, CC, and he's very hard. Definitely S tier for sure in the jungle. Aatrox, I'll put him in A tier because his CC, his CC with his Q, which is probably really good for team fights. But his ulti and other skills, like his chain that connects him to the center, can be very difficult to land. He has a dash, a very short dash, which doesn't really do much. Okay, Lilia, I've seen her be really good in the jungle, but I haven't really, I haven't played her that much to know her full potential. So I'm putting her in A tier. Zoe, I think she's pretty solid, but if you don't land the sleep and land the Q after, she can be kind of useless just hanging out. Zuri, when she came out, she was really good. But now I think she's one of the most underwhelming ADCs out there. She still has a lot of mobility, which is hard to catch, but she's able to ramp up in damage. Urgot, Urgot's pretty solid. If you don't walk around him while fighting him, he can be okay. But when I'm playing Chindamir, I don't really watch out for all that. Okay, Twitch, he can be really weak. He he is pretty much really weak. He can go invisible and has an AoE with his ulti, but it's still weak. It's still weak. His poison is weak. Wow. Swain, he's pretty good. He can be support and mid laner, though I'm gonna just put him in maybe a A or C tier. A or because he's very difficult to kill off, but landing his skill shots is very difficult sometimes. Like Bird and his W from long distance. If he can do those, he's pretty good. But if he cannot, then he's kind of unsuccessful. I'll put him in A tier. Ornn is a tank. That's pretty much it. He's tank support. I haven't really played him that much. For me to carry with this guy, I probably wouldn't be able to carry him. The Volibear, he's I like him. I like him a lot. It's like a built-in all you can eat buffet. Very solid. He has a dash, stun, slow, shield, true damage. He's like up here with like Tryndamere, but Tryndamere gets his own stock because he's on his own league. But Volleyball is a good runner up. He's so good, man. He's pretty much everything. Anyway, let's continue on. Nyla, I played her one time. I say she's pretty difficult because she's like a melee marksman. She counts as a marksman, but she can be difficult to pick up. Vladimir is okay. I'll put him A tier. Or the few times I did play him, I did pretty well, and there's potential to be like him to be a really big problem. Hecarim, he's A tier as well. Big problem. I might put Vladimir. If I play these two a little bit more, and I know a little bit more about the champions, how they play in the game, I think they have potential to be S tier. Okay, last but not least, Fiddlesticks. We're just gonna leave them out because I only played against them maybe once or twice. In the game, in the game, I haven't really played against them, so I can't really tell you. All right, that concludes the list. Get a nice screenshot of that. And just the perfect screenshot. And why they goes from 37 to 55? Anyways, maybe we can just scroll down a little bit. Yeah, I think we know what's there. Okay, now we're just gonna